Let's begin with Bowman and Latimer. Tonight, George Latimer is the projected winner, defeating Congressman Jamaal Bowman in that primary. 55% to Jamaal Bowman's 45%. And George Latimer speaking right now in White Plains. Let's listen in live.
We debate. We find a way to come together. This country cannot afford to splinter into little pieces, and every single representative has to understand the necessity for unity so that we can move forward as a nation. To close, you have given me faith when those of you who did sent me to the Rise City Council. I was in front of that building today, and I looked at that building, and I remembered when I was 34 years old walking into that building as a councilman. Hugh Grecian remembers that. When I went to the county legislature, as my colleagues here are county legislators, when Larchmont, Mamaroneck, Rise sent me to the county legislature all those years ago. When people took a leap of faith and sent me to Albany. I always tell the story about how Amy Paulin could accomplish things that I couldn't accomplish. But I served alongside very talented people in Albany. And then I had the opportunity to come before you to ask you to get the opportunity to run this government of the county. This $2.4 billion budget, these 4,200 employees. Now, 6.5 years later, you know. You don't need a campaign ad to tell you who George Latimer is. You've seen who I am because of what I believe. So now, I ask you to give me a chance to go to Washington. You've given me that first major step. Let me try to do what I can do to bring some positive result to what's happening down there. I have never viewed an election as a blank check from you to me. It is a promissory note from me to you.
And it's a far different mood in Yonkers tonight, where Jamaal Bowman is speaking right now. Let's listen in live.
We should not be well adjusted to a sick society. We should be outraged. We should be outraged when a super PAC of dark money can spend $20 million to brainwash people into believing something that isn't true. We should be outraged about that. We should be outraged when, unfortunately, some so-called Democrats are aligning themselves with radical, racist, right-wing Republicans. We should be outraged about that. And that is why we have so much work still to do. And so I thank everyone for coming out. Please scream to the top of your lungs for all of the volunteers of the Bowman for Congress campaign, yo. Yeah!
And we have reporters with both George Latimer and Jamaal Bowman tonight. We're going to hear more from the candidates and check in with them coming up at 10:30.